alerts related to persistent volume filling up or CPU overcommitment infra alert. Okay, now I want to investigate this alert because I don't really know what this means at this point. CPU overcommitment infra alert. This is something that's new to me as an engineer. As I had mentioned before, I'm not super well versed with Kubernetes as I should ideally be, but I'm learning on the job. So there are some things that I'm not completely aware of, and helps me to, basically be able to interact with it. I want to ask it a question as well. So before it actually goes in and investigates, okay, let it finish the investigation. My question is, hey, can you explain the alert to me and what it means? And uh, should I be concerned? Seems like it has already identified an issue in a certain pod request, pod resource request and limits. So from those commands, it's able to actually get to that. So, uh, okay. It's also found out, okay, it's given me some commands to run here, which it is run. Okay. While it's investigating, I think, yeah, so I think, okay, so I've completed the investigation of the CPU overcommitment. Here's what it has learned. Most CPU intensive. Why did this alert fire? Okay. This cluster has 32% more CPU limits allocated than physically available. Now, what does it mean is that there could be a risk of resource starvation if multiple pods spike to their limits, then they'll compete for CPU causing throttling. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Basically, I have multiple pods in a cluster and some of the pods are having a CPU, like it said, there was a CPU, there was a CPU overcommitment issue on the node, on certain nodes, actually on all nodes according to this, two of them at 5 and 6x and one at 2x. Now, it's given me this wherein it's telling me that okay, need to look into the metric having absurdly high limits, right? So one of these met pods is actually having a very high limit that I need to review and potentially avoid, because the risk here is, let's say I have 6 or 7 services within 6 or 7 pods within one of my nodes, and some of these pods in the cluster basically have higher CPU utilization, then there could be competition. Or like there are pod restarts as well that are happening. So clearly looks like this could be potentially correlated. So it's also given me a dashboard here. Okay. Now I think it also queried a certain dashboard, right? So yes. So it actually queried this dashboard. Let me see, what dashboard did it query? It dashboard the Kubernetes compute resources cluster. It actually is the same link that it just shared here, right? So it had queried this dashboard, and in this dashboard, I think only the time range is different. Interesting. So here the time range is actually, what time was the alert at? Right. So I think this is the time of the alert at which this dashboard is, and this is for the current time. So when I go to this dashboard, I can see, okay, this is the dashboard that it has actually analyzed some of the metrics from and given me the analysis for. So it's actually analyzed quite a bit of metrics, right? So I can see that here now. Okay, so I think now I have a clarity here. Cool. So I don't really need to ask it why, what does this alert mean? I understand what it means. Cool. Thanks for this. So what it means is I need to review the allocation. Hey Sharvari, I need to review the allocation of memory to different. Was it memory that it mentioned to me that I need to review? Right. So uh, no, the allocation of cores to each of these pods. Got it. How should I go about assigning cores to it, and what distribution would you recommend? Now, this will help me because when I share this investigation with my teammates, I can also tell it that, hey, for this investigation, the core issue that's identified is actually related to resource starvation that's happening because some CPU usage competition is happening between pods, and it seems like it's happening because of uneven distribution, right? So let me just, is it, it's still ongoing. I think we can come back to this in a minute. Uh, so yeah, so let me just see if it's actually investigated this as well. Not yet. Okay, so yes, now if I, where is that URL again? So if I go to this URL and I see what the investigation is done till now, uh-huh. Let me ask it again. Thanks for this. And Sharvari, what we are doing here is we've seen a Kubernetes alert related to CPU overcommitment in one of the clusters. So we are trying to understand, and it's identified, the agent is helping me identify. I was not completely well versed with Kubernetes, so it went into analyzing some of the metrics related to Kubernetes, that like some of the Grafana dashboards related to Kubernetes, and ran some commands in the cluster. And it told me that there is an uneven distribution wherein some of the pods have extremely high CPU limit, setup, which is actually making it hog the CPUs or potentially hog it in cases there. So now I've asked it, okay, what could be the best practices here? So it's actually told me this is what I could actually, make the distribution across different components or different services so that I can actually do a better job. So now when I send it to my team, wait, this is super helpful. Thank you, Agent Droid. Thanks, Agent. So I just now